was a survival crafting Pokemon game with guns on your 2024 video game bingo card because it wasn't on mine. We're talking about Palworld. My name is Harrison. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys clicking on the video and watching. I just got done playing, I don't know, maybe 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours of Palworld. Um, I'm sure this game was announced last year, sometime in 2023, maybe even before that, but it had not come across my radar at all. I had no idea what this game was, and if I maybe did see it in, I don't know, some sort of presentation, I probably didn't pay attention because it was a survival game. A little bit of context: I'm not the biggest survival person, game person in the world. You know, Valheim didn't click with me. Minecraft didn't really click with me. That's more, I would say that's more building than survival. Like there's not, I mean that there is eating, right, in Minecraft, but I don't think your hunger bar goes down. That is very well not the case in Pal World. It's very much a survival game. Where you're cold. You have to get next to a fire, or you've got to feed yourself. I don't know exactly the extent of if your hunger level goes to 0, it's game over. I haven't had that happen to me yet. I've been doing a lot of the base building stuff, but yeah, the game. I mean, obviously, I'm playing it on Xbox. It's on Game Pass. It's in their game preview program. So I'm sure it's the same across whatever other consoles it's on. I'm assuming it's on PlayStation. Definitely on PC. Obviously, I don't think it's on Switch. But yeah, just like any other survival game, it kind of just drops you into this world with zero context. No story. You run across someone by the fire, and they're like, "Hey, you're from the outside world. Catch these pals, Pokemon, and get to surviving." So yeah, it so far, I mean, after you get um your Pokeballs essentially, and you start catching the pals, that's when it really started clicking with me. I really enjoy it. It's given me heavy like Arceus vibes, Pokemon Arceus. That's probably my favorite Pokemon game in years. I haven't really enjoyed a Pokemon game, man, probably since Pokemon jumped from the DS to the 3DS. I did enjoy some of the 3DS games, but to me they kind of lost their, not their way, but they kind of lost their charm once they jumped into the 3D realmscape. I really loved like the 2D pixel style that Pokemon had going on, but obviously we're not there anymore. But Arceus was a complete breath of fresh air. I had played Sword and Shield, never didn't beat it, didn't love it. And then Diamond and the Diamond and Pearl remakes came out, and it was not good. It wasn't bad per se, but it just, I would preferred if they were like the 2D art style, but they went like a little bit kind of chibi, like 3D, whatever. Didn't love that, and then Arceus came out like a couple months later, and then it blew me away. It was I know we use the phrase like the Breath of the Wild moment for video games that jump into the open world landscape or open zone landscape, but it really was. I loved Arceus, and so far, Power World again. I'm not a survival guy, but I'm enjoying like even crafting the stuff is a lot of fun. I feel like they do a lot of smart things. In most survival games or most crafting games, it takes a while before you start getting like the automated stuff. Like you have to do everything manually. Like Stardew Valley, you have to play a lot of the game in order for you to unlock some of the automated features in the game. You have to be pretty deep. But this one, I mean, you catch the pals. You've got the ones that are in your party. I think it's 6, just like in Pokemon. It might be 5 or 6. They all have like their unique attributes, whether they're, lightning, water, fire, all that stuff, just like Pokemon. And Nintendo might come after this game because a lot of these Pokemon pals look very similar to the Pokemon counterparts. Um, so much so, and maybe on the Power World development team, but I mean, if you were to take, if you, and granted, I haven't played a lot of Pokemon here recently, so there's a lot of Pokemon, especially in Violet and Scarlet, that I don't know. So if you were to pluck one of these out and throw them into Pokemon and say that it's a Pokemon, I probably would believe you because they're that convincing. I feel like they're pretty good design. I mean, there's a ton of Pokemon knockoffs, especially like on the iOS store and Android store that just look like trash. And this one I feel like kind of nailed the aesthetic, the design of the actual creatures in the game, which I like a lot. They're pretty cool. But yeah, just the fact that you can once you establish your base and then you bring them into you bring the extras that you catch. So it's like it's really rewarding. Like in the past Pokemon games, there's really not other than like Arceus, there's really not, and maybe it's changed in Violet and Scarlet. There's really not a reason to catch multiple types of Pokemon other than maybe I don't know, get your experience or breeding or something like that. But in this, I mean, you get the extra. I still got a little bit of cold, so apologize for me sniffling here, but you bring them into your base and then you can make them do work. Like they'll chop down trees, they'll make wool, they'll make I can't remember the term in the game, but it's some material that you can create from stone, and you use that to create the Pokeballs essentially, um, and yeah, they can do all these things, and they just automatically do it but the catch is they have to have that unique skill as well, like a secondary attribute or secondary skill. Like some can only do the mining, like the rock mining. Some can only do the chopping down the trees and stuff like that. So they're all of them have, maybe not all of them, but some of them have unique abilities that can. So once you build like a fort, like a structure, you go to hit build whatever you want to make or craft whatever you want to craft, and the POW will then come up there and do all the work, and then you can come back a little bit time later and collect whatever it creates. Otherwise, you got to just sit there and hold down the X button, um, and create the stuff or whatever the case is. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm very early on. I just came across the once you get established in your base and stuff. One of the main missions is to go fight like the area boss, and right beside the area boss, there's like this little fort or whatever, and it's got a few people in there, and they got guns. There's something hilarious about Pokemon inspired game, and you've got a guy just shooting you or shooting at the pals with guns. It's the game is still a little bit janky. I did have it crash on me once, the game is always auto saving, so that's great. It crashed. I booted it right back up, and I was right in the same exact spot where it crashed at. So that's great. Um, and then like there's after I defeated the minions or whatever, there's a pal stuck in a cage, and I unlocked the cage, and then it just was a part of my party. So that was really cool. And then I did try to fight the area boss, and it had a like 30,000 HP. I only did a couple thousand. I really wasn't prepared at all. Um, I'm wondering if that's the point where it really wants you to play with people because it did have a pretty significant health bar. So I'm wondering, if you play with more than, because I think it's up to four maybe. If you play with four, does that health bar increase, or is it a little bit easier to fight? So that was interesting to figure out. But the boss, like it was a person with a big Pokemon or big pal, and it looked like a Pokemon boss fight. Really cool in this giant arena. Um, yeah, so far I don't know if there is any story in the game. Obviously it's in the game preview program, so early access. So they'll be adding on to this game as it goes. But right now, I am digging it in a way that I did not think I would. When I initially started, I was like, I don't know, the game is kind of janky. The frame rate is kind of all over the place. It's not super smooth. But then once I started catching the pals, I was like, okay, this is really cool. So I just want to talk about it. I know I'm just kind of rambling here, but this is what this channel is. We talk about games. If I play a game that I really enjoy and I want to talk about it, my plan was to play more Prince of Persia because that game is incredible. But I was like, you know what? Let me try this Palworld game out. I've seen people on Twitter saying it's really good and stuff like that. So definitely wanted to check it out. Hopefully, Nintendo doesn't come after it and it gets taken down or anything. But I feel like it would have already been taken down, but maybe now that it's in early access, more eyes are on it. But I think it sold like 2 million copies already, which is insane. So, yeah, it's quite good. I would definitely recommend, just if you got Xbox, again, it's on Game Pass, so check it out. But yeah, if you guys have played the game, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Are you enjoying it? Are you a survival person, and maybe this is on par with other survival games, or maybe it isn't? I have no idea. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll let YouTube algorithm pick one of my videos below for you guys to watch. Give it a click, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.